Përshëndetje të dashur miq. Sot pak më ndryshe nga herët e tjera do ta nisja mësimin e sotëm duke ju prezantuar këtë fjalibra paqe dhe dashuri për të gjithë njerëzimin. Këtë gjë e them sepse nuk mund ta mohoj faktin që ndihem shumë i vlerësuar për interesimin tuaj në lidhje me temat mësimore të dhëna. Ju falenderoj jashtëmase të gjithë juve që ndisni videot, që komentoni, që keni bërë pëlqimet tuaja. Do të falenderoja edhe ata që nuk i kanë pëlqyer temat mësimore, sepse pa ata normalisht nuk do të kuptonin, domethënë anën tjetër, nuk do të kuptonin që gjërat nuk janë perfekte, pra ka gjithmonë gjëra që nuk shkojnë edhe na duhet i përmirësojmë. Pra ju falenderoj që të gjithëve. Atëherë vazhdojmë me temën mësimore për sot. Çfarë do të marrim? Do të marrim kombet, kombësitë dhe gjuhën përkatëse për secilin prej tyre. Bëjmë një shembull të shkurtër. My friend's name is Tom. Pra emri i shokut tim është Tom. Bëjmë pyetjen where is he from? Nga është ai? He is from the USA. Ai është nga Shtetet e Bashkuara të Amerikës. What's his nationality? Pra cila është kombësia e tij? He's American. Ai është Amerikan. What does he speak? Çfarë flet ai? He speaks English. Ai flet anglisht. Tani unë kam përgatitur një listë me një sër shtetesh, kombësish dhe gjuhësh. Para se të nis pra shqiptimin e secilit prej shteteve, do të theksoja diçka. Do të vini re që në listën e shteteve dhe të kombësive nuk kanë vendosur emrin e Kosovës, Kosovo, për arsyeën e vetme sepse do të doja që ta përfshija në emrin e Shqipërisë, pra në emrin shqiptar, dhe do të ndukej sikur po bëja ndarje, pra po e përfshij dhe Kosovo dhe Kosovën pra tek Albania. Pra nisim. Country, shteti, Albania. Nationality, kombësia, Albanian. What language do they speak? Or do we speak? Pra çfarë gjuhë flasim? Albanian. We are from Albania. We are Albanian and we speak Albanian. Australia. Australian, pra australian. What do Australian people speak? They speak English. Pra çfarë gjuhë flasin? Flasin anglisht. Austria. Austrian. Pra kombësia austriake. And what language do they speak? They speak German. Belgium. Belgjika. Belgian. What language do they speak? They speak French and Flemish. Pra çfarë gjuhë flasin? Frëngjisht dhe Flemish. Brazil. Nationality, Brazilian. Pra, he is from Brazil. He is Brazilian. Okay, what language do they speak? They speak Portuguese. Pra çfarë gjuhë flasin? Pra portugalisht. Bulgaria. He is from Bulgaria. He is Bulgarian. Pra është bulgar. And what do Bulgarian people speak? They speak Bulgarian. Pra flasin bulgarisht. Canada. What language do they speak? They speak English and French. And what's their nationality? They are Canadian. China. Pra Kina. The country is China. And the people of China are called Chinese. Pra njerëzit e Kinës quhen Chinese people. And what language do Chinese people speak? They speak Chinese. Pra flasin kinesisht. Denmark. Pra Danimarka. And so the country is Denmark. And what are the people called? They are called Danish people. And what language do they speak? They speak Danish. Okay? Pra, çfarë gjuhë flasin? Danesisht, pra. Egypt. The country is Egypt. Pra, shteti është Egjipti. Egypt. The people are called Egyptians. Egyptians, pra njerëzit quhen Egjiptian. What language do they speak? They speak Arabic. Arabic, pra flasin gjuhën arabe. England. England. So the country is England. The people who live there are called English. English. Pra njerëzit që jetojnë në Angli quhen anglez. And the language that they speak it's English. Pra gjuha që flasin është anglisht. Finland. Finland. Pra, the country is Finland. The people who live in Finland are called Finnish. And the language that they speak is Finnish as well. Pra, njerëzit që jetojnë në Finland quhen finlandez, edhe gjuha është finlandisht, diçka e tillë. France. France. The country is France. The people who live in France are called French. French people. French, per francez. And the language that they speak is French as well. Edhe gjuha që flasin shqiptohet French gjithashtu. Pra, they speak French, ata flasin frëngjisht. Germany. Germany. So where are you from? I'm from Germany. So the country is Germany. And the people who live in Germany are called German people. Dhe njerëzit që jetojnë në Gjermani quhen gjerman, pra. German people or German. And the language that they speak is German. Pra gjuha që flasin është gjermanisht. Greece. Greece. The country is Greece. And the people who live in Greece are called Greek people or Greek. Greek. And the language that they speak is Greek as well. Pra dhe gjuha që flasin është greqisht. Hungary. Hungary is the country. So Hungary is the country. Shteti është Hungaria. The people who live in Hungary are called Hungarian. Hungarian. And the language that they speak is Hungarian. Hungarian. Pra dhe gjuha, pra njerëzit që jetojnë në Hungari janë hungarez. Dhe gjuha që flasin hungarisht. Iceland. Iceland. The country is Iceland. Pra shteti është Islanda. And the people who live in Iceland are called Icelandic. Icelandic. And the language that they speak is Icelandic as well. Icelandic. India. India. The country is India. And the people who live in India are called Indian. Indian. And the language that they speak is Hindi and English. Pra dhe gjuha që flasin është Hindi dhe gjuha angleze, pra. Kanë një ndërthurje. Indonesia. Indonesia. Indonesia is the country. What about the people? The people are called Indonesian. Pra po për njerëzit si quhen Indonezian, Indonesian. And the language that they speak is Indonesian. Pra gjuha që flasin është gjuha indoneziane. Ireland. Ireland is the country. So the country is Ireland. What about the people who live in Ireland? Po për njerëzit që jetojnë në Irland. They are called Irish people. Irish. What about the language that the Irish people speak? They speak Irish and English. Irish and English. Italy. Italy. So the country is Italy. The people who live in Italy are called Italian. Italian. Pra, shteti është Italia. Njerëzit që jetojnë në Itali quhen italian. And the language that they speak is Italian as well. Italian. Japan. Atëherë, sikurse vini re, kemi dy pikat këtu dhe këto dy pikat bëjnë zgjatimin e shqiptimit të shkronjës, pra pastaj vendosen. Pra, Japan. So the country is Japan, and the people who live there in Japan, they are called Japanese. Japanese. What language do Japanese people speak? They speak Japanese. Pra çfarë gjuhë flasin japonezët? They speak Japanese. Mexico. Mexico. The country is Mexico, and the people who live in Mexico are called Mexican. Mexican. And what do they speak? They speak Spanish. Pra, çfarë flasin? Gjuhën meksikane ose spanjolle. Netherlands. Netherlands. Netherlands is a country. Pra, Hollanda. Dutch. Dutch. Dutch are the people who live in the Netherlands. Pra, Hollandezët. And what kind of language do Dutch people speak? They speak Dutch. They speak Dutch. Norway. Norway is the country. Pra, Norvegjia. What kind of language do Norway people speak? They speak Norwegian. Pra, çfarë gjuhë flasin? Norwegian. And what are the people who live there? What are they called? They are called Norwegian. Norwegian. Pra, si quhen norvegjez. Poland. Poland. The country is Poland, and the people who live in Poland are called Polish people. Polish. What about the language that Polish people speak? They speak Polish. Polish. Portugal. Portugal. Portugal is the country, and the people who live in Portugal, they are called Portuguese people. Portuguese. Pra, vëmre, dy pikat zgjatojnë shqiptimin e shkronjës I. Pra, Portuguese. And what kind of language do Portuguese people speak? They speak Portuguese. Pra, çfarë gjuhë flasin? Portugalisht. Romania. Romania. Romania is the country. And what are the people who live in Romania called? They are called Romanian people. Romanian people. And what kind of language do they speak? They speak Romanian. They speak Romanian. Let's continue with Russia. Russia. Atëherë, nuk po bëj gjithmonë përkthimin e shteteve apo të kombësive apo të gjuhës, sepse ato kuptohen. Thjesht po bëj pyetjet për të qartësuar, pra. So the country is Russia, and the people who live in Russia are called Russian. Russian. And the language that Russian people speak, it's Russian. So the country is Russia, pra shteti është Rusia, and the people who live in Russia are called Russian people. Pra dhe njerëzit që jetojnë në Rusi quhen rus. And the language that Russian people speak, it's Russian. Dhe gjuha që flasin rusët është rusisht. Scotland. Scotland. So the country is Scotland. What about the people who live in Scotland? How are they called? They are called Scottish people. Scottish. And the language that Scottish people speak, it's English. English. Pra, Skocia, skocez, dhe gjuha që flasin është anglisht. Serbia. Serbia is the country. What about the people who live there? They're called Serbian. Serbian. And the language that people speak, it's Serbian as well. Spain. Spain. Spain is a country. And how are people who live in Spain called? They are called Spanish people. Spanish people. So I have a friend, he is Spanish. He lives in Spain. He speaks Spanish. Okay? So Spain is a country. And the people who live in Spain are called Spanish. And the language that Spanish people speak, it's Spanish. Sweden. Swedia. Sweden. So the country is Sweden. And the people who live in Sweden are called Swedish people. Swedish people. Okay? And the language that Swedish people speak, it's Swedish. Swedish. Pra suedez dhe flasin suedisht. So, Switzerland. Switzerland. Switzerland is the country, pra Suedia, që është shteti. And the people who live in Switzerland are called Swiss people. Swiss people. Pra Switzerlianët. And what language do Swiss people speak? They speak German, French, Italian, +1. Pra çfarë gjuhë flasin zvicerianët? Pra gjermanisht, frëngjisht, italisht, është dhe një gjuhë, por nuk jam shumë i sigurt për këtë, pra nuk më kujtohet, është Romansh, diçka e tillë. Thailand. Thailand is the country, pra Tajlanda. And the people who live in Thailand are called Thai people, pra Thailandezët. And what language do they speak? They speak Thai. Pra çfarë gjuhë flasin? Tajlandisht. Turkey. Turkey is the country, pra është Turqia, shteti. And the people who live in Turkey are called Turkish people. Turkish people. Pra dhe njerëzit që jetojnë në Turqi quhen turq. And the language that they speak is Turkish. The language that they speak is Turkish. Pra dhe gjuha që flasin është turqisht. Ukraine is the country. And the people who live in Ukraine are called Ukrainian. And the language that they speak is Ukrainian. The United Kingdom. The United Kingdom is the country, pra Mbretëria e Bashkuar. And the people who live in the United Kingdom, they are called British. So the United Kingdom, just for information, why do people call it the United Kingdom? Pra sa për informacion, pse quhet Mbretëria e Bashkuar? Because the United Kingdom has 4 countries united, so it's England, it's Scotland, it's Northern Ireland and Wales. Pra janë 4 vende të përfshira ose të bashkuara në Mbretërinë e Bashkuar. Pra është Anglia, është Skocia, është Northern Ireland, pra Irlanda e Veriut edhe Walesi. And what language do they... So, how are the people called? They're called British people. Pra, si quhen njerëzit që jetojnë në United Kingdom, në Mbretërinë e Bashkuar, they're called British people, pra britanik. And which is the language that they speak? They speak English. Pra, cila është gjuha që flasin? Flasin anglisht. The United States. Pra, Shtetet e Bashkuara. So, this is the country. And the people who live in the United States are American. Pra, dhe njerëzit që jetojnë atje janë Amerikanë. Which is the language that they speak? They speak English. Pra çfarë gjuhë flasin? Anglisht. Wales is the country. So Wales is part of the United Kingdom. Pra Wales është pjesë e Mbretërisë së Bashkuar. And the people who live in Wales are called Welsh people. And the language that they speak is Welsh and English as well. Pra dhe gjuha që flasin është gjuha walesiane dhe anglisht. Dakor, pra, unë personalisht kaq shtete munda të zgjedh, ndoshta mund kisha bërë dhe më tepër, por kaq e pashtarësyeshme. Okej, shpresoj që t'ju kenë ndihmuar disi. Ju falenderoj dhe dëgjojmë.